To restore fairness and prioritize military excellence and readiness, Trump signed EO 14183, aimed at removing all transgender people from the military. Because of this radical move, the Trump administration could face legal challenges. 17 Air Force veterans who have been discharged under the Trump-era transgender ban are suing the U.S. government for rescinding their pensions and health care after being forced into early retirement. These service members, who served 15 to 18 years in the Air Force, filed the lawsuit in federal court seeking the benefits previously granted. The Air Force had allowed transgender troops with 15 to 18 years of service to apply for early retirement, but reversed the decision in August, potentially costing them $1 to $2 million over their lifetimes, according to the lawsuit. In January, after taking office, President Trump signed an order banning openly transgender people from the military. The Pentagon began discharging service members in June after the Supreme Court allowed the policy. Recently, the Pentagon implemented a military-wide policy denying transgender members the chance to appeal to a peer board to continue serving.
I am Second Lieutenant Nicholas Talbot. I have been in the United States Army since March of 2024. And this is something that I have always wanted to do. Being in the Army has been a lifelong dream of mine that I've spent most of my adult life working toward due to various versions of a transgender military ban. When President Trump put out his first executive order this time around, I was really anticipating that something like this would happen again. I'd been working with my legal team for a few months at this point. So when the executive order came out this time, I just kind of said to myself, well, here we are. It's happened. So let's go tackle this thing once again. In my experience with my unit, with my platoons throughout my training, a non-issue. Nobody cares that I'm transgender in the military. We spend more time talking about my mustache than we do me being transgender, because it's something about me that has no impact on my ability to perform and to serve my country. I think the wording this time around is very frustrating because the claims that are being made against transgender service people are not based in any factual anything in any sense of the imagination. It's all fiction. We all come in and serve honorably with integrity, and we, remain loyal to our country and to our fellow soldiers. Our being transgender has nothing to do with the character of our being. We all took the exact same oath, and we all swore to uphold the Constitution and defend and protect the United States of America. And that's what is important to remember about transgender service people is we are just like any other member of the United States military. We want to serve our country. We want to protect this nation, and we deserve to do so with dignity and respect and be able to live our authentic lives in our personal lives.
The lawsuit contends that the Air Force's retirement rules allow orders to be rescinded only in very specific circumstances, none of which apply in this case. Let's watch various instances where Trump and his administration expressed dissatisfaction with transgender participation in different areas, from sports to the military.
I want to make this a really good signature, because this is a big one, right? Oh, I think we have a 10. We have a 10.
God bless you, Mr. President.
With this executive order, the war on women's sports is over. Under the Trump administration, we will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women. With my action this afternoon, we're putting every school receiving taxpayer dollars on notice that if you let men take over women's sports teams or invade your locker rooms, you will be investigated for violations of Title IX and risk your federal funding. There will be no federal funding. So when the Olympics comes to Los Angeles in 2028, my administration will not stand by and watch men beat and batter female athletes, and we're just not going to let it happen, and it's going to end, and it's ending right now, and nobody's going to be able to do a damn thing about it, because when I speak, we speak with authority. 2 weeks ago, I signed an executive order banning men from playing in women's sports. Many Democrats are fighting me on that. I hope you continue, because you'll never win another race. And it's just crazy. The NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine?
Well, I'm here.
Are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
We are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it, because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply, because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state. Good. I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. No, you look at the weightlifting, where 18 years it stands, and they have this young woman, and her parents are right where you are in the front row, and they're so proud of her, and it's like 209 pounds, and she's going to lift that. The record stood for 18, think of it, 18 years, and they put an eighth of an ounce here, and an eighth of an ounce here, little tiny little bit, and she's going to do it. Mom, I love you. I'm going to do it for you, Mom. And she goes, and she lifts, and she gets it, and Mom, I'm going to do it, Mom. Can't do it. And then a guy comes along, or a gal, or whatever. A transitioned person comes along. And he was a failed weightlifter as a man, but he comes along, 206 pounds. They put the little thing on, and he goes, boom, boom. And breaks the record like by 119 pounds. That's not right.
Today, the Department of Justice is announcing a civil lawsuit against the Maine Department of Education. The state of Maine is discriminating against women by failing to protect women in women's sports. Pretty basic stuff. This is a violation of Title IX. The Department of Justice will not sit by when women are discriminated against in sports. This is about sports. This is also about these young women's personal safety. I've met many of these women throughout the past weeks and months, and what they have been through is horrific. We have exhausted every other remedy. We tried to get Maine to comply. We don't like standing up here and filing lawsuits. We want to get states to comply with us. That's what this is about. We have repeatedly notified Maine of its infractions and urged them to remedy the situation to protect women. You know, President Trump, before he was elected, this has been a huge issue for him. Pretty simple. Girls play in girls' sports, boys play in boys' sports. Men play in men's sports, women play in women's sports. We are going to continue to fight for women.